What are the two tools in the tool shed that we use? There, you got it. Trusts and life estates. I'm going to describe those two tools. Let's do a life estate first. You ready? This fun? Yeah. You learning? Yeah. Okay, let's keep going then. If you stop learning, kick me out of here. A life estate is when you do a new deed to your house. You transfer the house to, let's say, your kids. Could be nieces, nephews, stepkid, doesn't matter. But let's say you want to save the house for the kids. You're transferring the house to the kids, and in the body of the deed, you are reserving the right to live there for the rest of your life. In other words, the kids own the house, but they're stuck with you, because you have exclusive occupancy. They can't move in with you. They can't sell it out from under you. You're in control of your house, but only for your lifetime. And upon your death, your life estate goes poof, it extinguishes. The kids own the house, no probate, they automatically own the house, nothing more to do, they already own it. Your life estate is gone because it was only for your life. You keep all of your property tax exemptions. You keep all of your write-offs. Nothing changes in your life. Nobody can kick you out. This is great. And when you do it, after 5 years, your house is protected from Medicaid. Boy, does that sound good.
Well.
What do you mean, well?
It's not.
Doesn't it sound good?
Yeah.
Sounds good, right? He says it sounds very good. He's the authority. It is good. It's a good tool. It just won't work for a lot of you. It's not the right tool for a lot of you. Because what's the problem? Can anyone think what the problem might be? Kid dies, it goes by his will to probably his wife or husband. So you may not want it to go to them, but you may want it to go to the grandchildren. That's an issue, but that's not the real problem. Here's the problem. The real problem is you wake up one day, your back hurts, you got a 2-story house, it's hard getting up the knees. I just had knee surgery myself. The knees hurt. Can't take care of the garden anymore in the back.
Oh, no.
The neighborhood is changing. I don't want to live in this house anymore. I want to go anywhere but my kid's house. I want out, though. I just got to get out of this big house. Too many memories. It's just too hard to take care of. I want to sell my house. Can you? Well, I'll tell you this. Who owns the house? Who owns the house? Who owns the house? You keep saying the kids, and it's the wrong answer. It's not a complete answer. Who owns the house? Who owns the house? You and the kids. You and the kids. You're back alive again. She wants to move out. So she has to go to her kids and say, kids, I want to sell the house. I need your consent. Let's assume that's not a problem. Let's assume that's not a problem. You go to your kids and say, I want to sell my house. I've got to go here. I want to go there. I need to go to assisted living, nursing home, whatever it is. I want to sell my house. They're probably going to say, sure, whatever you want, Mom, Dad. Okay, you sell the house. You all go to the closing together. You all sign off on the thing. And who gets the money?
Kids? Oh, both of you.
That's the trick. You both get the money because you're all the owners. What percentage do you get? Well, the value of your life estate. What's the value of your life estate? There's an IRS table that gives us a percentage. And it depends on how old you are. The older you are, the less your life expectancy, and therefore the less the value of your life estate. There's a table, okay? So let's say you're now 80 years old, you want to sell your house, and let's say that you go look at the tables, and the tables say that your life estate is worth, let's say, 10%, and what the kids have is 90%. So 90% of the money goes to your children.
Jeez.
Now you may say, that's not a problem. They'll give it back to me if I need it. Let's assume that's true, which is not true for everybody here. But let's assume that's true. The problem is that the kids own 90%. which means they have to pay 90% of the capital gains. No exclusion. The 10% going back to you, you get to use your 250 exclusion. You won't pay tax on your 10%, but the 90% they're getting, they're going to have to pay huge capital gains tax. The other problem is you are going to have to get back your 10%. Oh my God, it's like a hot potato. You just spent over 5 years getting rid of it. And now you're getting back 5%. What do I do with it? Kids, take my 5%. Another 5-year look back. Or if the reason you're selling the house is because you need to go to a nursing home and apply for Medicaid, you're just going to say, here, Medicaid, take my 10%. We never, ever recommend life estates for clients who want the flexibility of selling the house while they're living. Because it's a disaster if you sell it while you're living. Okay? So this is what happens too. I go to a couple. You ever going to sell your house? And they look at each other, and they look at me, and they say, absolutely not, we'll never sell the house. I go to the husband. If she dies, what are you going to do? Sell it in a minute. I've been wanting to go to Florida for years, and she makes me stay here for the grandchildren. Okay. In other words, the right answer is, when I ask you, you ever going to sell your house, the right answer is not no usually. It's I don't know. And if you don't know, you need the flexibility. And if you need the flexibility to sell it during your lifetime without problems, then don't do a life estate. It's the wrong tool in the tool shed for you. But if you say, look, you know, my kids live nearby, if I'm not, I'll never sell the house while I'm alive. If something happens to me, they can take care of it. They'll rent it out. They'll put a grandchild in there. They'll move in themselves. We'll never sell the house while we're alive. I'm willing to sign that in blood. Then a life estate is an appropriate tool in the tool shed.